Happy holidays. My name is Langston Jones. I am glad you chose my presentation to review. I am reading a book by Paul R. Niven. He is an author, a management consultant, a speaker on balanced scorecard, strategy formation, and its execution. He has developed successful performance management systems for his clients. So let's get to it. Balanced Scorecard Step by Step for Government and Nonprofit Agencies, written by Paul R. Newman. About the book. It is the second edition. It was copyrighted in 2008. It has 13 chapters and appendices and 384 pages. How the book is organized. We learned first that the Balanced Scorecard is a tool. We are given a historical perspective, how its origins and where it started from. You will then learn that it is more than a management tool. You will know what planning is needed in order to implement, what training is needed, and what are the core elements. We will learn that the best approach to strategy building is a straightforward approach. We will learn how to develop strategy, how to populate our measures, our targets, and initiatives, how to get the most, and most importantly, how to get the most out of a balanced scorecard. In the 1970s, we began to recognize that intangible resources could be measured, but it wasn't until 1990 that a measurement tool was created. In 1990, Robert Kaplan and David Norton created the Balanced Scorecard. It was from 4 perspectives that would tell you a strategy story. The balanced scorecard is important because it allows us to align our intangible assets to improve our ability to support our strategy. Robert Kaplan and David Norton believed that our measurement systems had failed to keep pace with the rate of change occurring in the workplace. Our performance measurement systems had focused almost exclusively on financial measures. They relied on counting tangible things, monetary exchanges, and so much. But in the new economy, intangible value had increased more than tangible values, and we needed a mechanism to measure those intangible resources. An important feature of the book is at the beginning of each chapter, which is called the roadmap. The roadmap, it gives you some insight of the content of the chapter. It gives you a little knowledge about how the balanced scorecard is used in the real world, or how portions of it is used in the real world. I thought it was very good introduction and a very excellent way of introducing the topic of the chapter. I know from experience that a lot of times when you go into an organization and you begin to analyze its structure and the way they do things, that they sometimes may become resistant to change, or it's hard to implement something new. So what the roadmap also helped to do is to give you a detour into when you come across certain attitudes or certain ways to do things. One of the important pieces or subject matters that I read was when Lyndon Johnson went to visit Nassau, and he saw a man who was mopping the floor, and he asked him, "Well, what do you do here?" He said, "I'm here to help put a man on the moon." So in that vein or idea or concept, it cascaded through the entire organization that their goal or their mission, their strategy is to put a man on the moon. And every person was important to attaining that goal. I think that's a good concept for a strategy or for any organization, that there are no small pieces, that everything is important to reaching a goal. Another roadmap talked about um, uh, what did it take to uh, unload a a timber ship. A timber ship is a ship loaded with timber. And at one point in time, it took 850 people to unload a timber ship, and it took over 5 days. Well, with the invention of containerization, it and the computer and an idea that somebody's had, which is an intangible asset, the computer. How you use the computer is an intangible asset, and the only tangible piece was the container. They figured out that so you were able to measure the intangibles, whereas before our financial measures only measured those things that you could count, inventory, how much money you made, but that may not be the most important thing. The book stresses that intangibles uh, increased in value 75% over what tangible things uh, produced in value. You know, you buy a computer and a year later you throw that computer away. So that no longer had real value. Human resources are the real value. So the books talks about uh, people being trained and having the skills necessary to do the job, and that's something that we must continue to be about, is taking care and supporting our people as well. The roadmap is a very important feature of the book, and if I was thinking, well, how would I get other people to be interested in reading the book? And I think that the roadmap is one feature that would help people, especially if they lack some technical knowledge, that they would discover how it touches on everyone's life in the organization. So what does it all mean? The Balance Scorecard Step-by-Step Guide for Nonprofits and Government Agency is a step-by-step book on how to implement a balanced scorecard inside an agency. So what is it? It is a tool that measures outcome effectiveness against a mission. It's a tool that measures the organizations from 3 different points of view. It's a communication tool, a management system tool, and a strategic management tool. This book tells you how to implement a balanced scorecard inside your organization. It also provides lots of information on what you must know in order to implement a balanced scorecard and what your organization must know to, to be able to use it and understand it and use it correctly. I thought it was a good book. Once again, I want to thank you for choosing my presentation. I hope that this will allow you to want to read the book, to discover all the information that is contained in it. I truly enjoyed the book and thought it was well written and easy to understand. I think it is a tool that could be used in an organization wanting to implement the balanced scorecard. It provides information for both those who are the trainee and those who are the trainers, that they will be able to implement such a book. I hope you read it and enjoy it. Thank you. Happy holidays.